If you could understand this, it would just quadruple your business, okay? Quadruple your business. That little old $100 you pay for your license, part-time. Now, I'm not talking about giving up the security. I lived off, the first 2.5 years coaching when I was part-time, I lived off $10,700. At that time, I was athletic director, head football coach, making $10,700. We still lived off that, right? And I saved every penny I ever made. Anyway, so after 3 months, figured out how everybody out there was getting screwed in so many different ways, and for a measly little $100, man, I could be a Superman insurance agent saving you money. I could be a Superman banker saving you money. I could be a Superman hedge fund manager saving you money. Ain't that something? Ain't that dadgum something? A.O. Williams is a part-timers company. When Frank Pearson, the guy at ITT, recruited me to come full-time, you know, he talked to me 3 times about that. Flew me out to Denver, Colorado one time. You know, I was making more money than most of the full-timers were making in the ITT office, you know, just working part-time, not selling during football season. And he called me out to Denver, Colorado and said, Art, you ought to come full-time. You got a gift. And I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, I love what I'm doing. I've got my master's degree. All I've ever wanted to do was coach football. I love it. You know, I've had a good career. And the thing I didn't like about coaching is I wasn't making any money. And so when I think about, you know, an emergency coming up or sending my kids to college or retirement, you know, I didn't know how I was going to make that work. But money was not important to me. And so I just forgot about it out there. That's what most people do. And so I just focused on what I loved, coaching. I loved it. And then all of a sudden I found buy term and invest the difference, and it changed my dadgum life. It gave me a chance to save $10,000 or $15,000 every dadgum year. You know, 2.5 years I'd saved $42,000. It was just, so I'm doing what I love, and I got the greatest extra income opportunity in the world. I'd never leave this. So the next time he came to me was in Columbus, Georgia, where I was coaching. And he said, Art, you got a real gift. You ought to come full time. And at that time I said, his name was Frank Pearson. I said, Frank, you know, you're double dumb not to hire part-time people like me. Back in the 50s and 60s, everybody was full-time in ITT and in all the other companies out there. And the part-time concept had not yet been born. And so I said, you know, when you hire full-time people, all you get are the dadgum lowlife. Who wants to sell life insurance? You know, every public opinion poll taken out there, on the bottom of the totem pole is funeral home directors, used car salesmen, life insurance agents. When people find out you sell life insurance, they cross the street to avoid talking to you. This is such an easy business to me because I'm Coach Williams. People see me walk down the street and say, hi, Coach. How you doing, Coach? Great win last night, Coach. How are we going to be next year, Coach? Well, when I went in to make a sale, I'd go in my coach's outfit, my Bermuda shorts and my coach's shirt. It was just, I was talking to my friends. I never called a stranger. I never knocked on a stranger's door. I was talking to people that I had a relationship with. It was such an easy way. I took a no pressure approach to sales. I had the heart thing. So I go in and make my first sale. You know, my 3 jobs, I always had 2 or 3 jobs. But one of my jobs after football season was refereeing basketball games. And I'd run up down that basketball court for 3 hours and make $12. You know, that's the kind of jobs I had part-time, right? That's right. 99% of the people do that right now, right? Live paycheck to paycheck. They're always doing some little something, piddling for a little old extra money, right? Piddling, right? But I got this $100 deal where you're better than insurance agents. You're better than bankers. You're better than stockbrokers. Ain't that something? That you like hit the mother load when you come to work with Art Williams. Ain't that right? So I go in and make my first deal in 45 minutes. And I ain't never sold nothing. I didn't think I could sell nothing. I didn't even want to never sell nothing, right? I hated sales, right? But this was different. This was different. This was a hard thing. I felt they were honored to have me in their house, right? I was going to save their dadgum life, right? So I go in, and 45 minutes, do the same things with them that my cousin showed me. Took their $10,000 whole life policy, gave them $100,000 for money. Put their $50 in their teacher's credit union and mutual fund. Back then we didn't have IRAs, you know, making 10, 12%. When you put an IRA on there, now you're making 20, 25%, right? You're not talking about little differences, right? I get up to leave, and they're hugging me and kissing me, and I'm so happy that I just made a sale and this thing worked. You know, in theory it worked in my mind, but all of a sudden I saw what I was doing, family across the kitchen table, right? And so we got through, and my manager went with me for the first and only time at ITT, and after the event, he said, Art, let's go have a cup of coffee and check your app. We went and checked everything and all that crap. And he said, let's just figure out how much money you made. Now, folks, this is 3 months after I applied for my license, probably 4 months after my cousin showed me this at a family reunion. And he said, Art, you just made $324 in 45 minutes. Not asking them to spend more money, but showing them how to dramatically improve their family, right? They were so happy they couldn't stand. And this company was going to pay me $324 for 45 minutes. You've got to be, I used to run around that basketball court for 3 hours and make $12. You've got to be kidding me. Right? Ain't that right? Folks, I've made a lot of money in my life. I've had a lot of big paychecks. That's the biggest paycheck I ever had in my life.